This prison has no walls, no electric fences, and even the guards are scarce. Yet few inmates dare to escape, for it lies in the frigid Siberian wilderness, a place where the Soviet Union imprisoned political prisoners during World War II. Within a 1,300-kilometer radius of the prison stretches a vast, snowy wasteland. No one who has ever attempted to flee has survived to tell the tale. Jack, a Polish man, was imprisoned here after being denounced by his wife. Convinced that death was inevitable within these walls, he reasoned that escaping to die freely was preferable. He rallied 6 others to join him in a breakout. On a blizzard-swept night, the 7 men began their escape. They breached the barbed wire fence and fled. Guards discovered them and pursued with hounds. The blizzard buried their tracks instantly. The 7 sprinted through the forest. Jack fashioned bark masks for the others to shield them from the storm. Once certain the guards had lost their trail, they pooled their food for distribution. The next day, Jack used sticks and pine cones to determine their direction. They decided to head south toward Lake Baikal. That evening, they prepared to camp in the forest. One companion, suffering from night blindness, went out to gather firewood but became lost. Several went to search for him but found nothing. At dawn, they discovered him sitting not far away, but he had frozen into an ice statue. They buried him with stones and pressed on. Finally, they crossed the snowfields and reached the forest. By then, they had no food left and could only scavenge insects and bird eggs in the woods. Yet this was far from enough. At nightfall, they suddenly heard the howls of wolves. Grabbing sticks, they went to investigate and found several starving wolves gnawing on an animal carcass. They drove the wolves away with their sticks and then lay on the ground, eating like the wolves themselves. Jack watched them, knowing they would all perish if this continued. He resolved to journey alone in search of Lake Baikal. Jack declared that if he did not return within 7 days, they should each flee. Enduring immense hardship, he finally sighted Lake Baikal and hurried back to inform his companions. It was only 3 days' journey from there to Lake Baikal. Soon they reached the lake, but just then, they realized someone had been following them all along.